Hello everybody, hello, welcome to another lovely day of Kusogr4nde. Oh yeah, I am thoroughly excited for today. It's going to be an absolute blast. Simply put, yeah, it looks like people are slowly wandering in. Hello Dana, Heavy Bass, Polk, Faizu, good to see y'all. Yeah, we have a new emote in chat as well, the lovely Faizu. Hopefully y'all are able to use it and enjoy it. We are pretty dang excited. We have 4 people going up against each other in a mystery game. And Harbor Frog, thank you so much for subscribing. Come and join the fun. Trust me, this is going to be fun, but what kind of fun are we gonna have? Who knows? Nobody knows. Well, I mean, I know, and Faizu knows, and other people here know, some of the staff know, the players know, but you don't know. You don't know at all. You're gonna be completely surprised. Absolute shock. Actually, I'm thinking about the game. I've never actually seen this game that's happening today until today. I didn't even know it existed. Mild surprise. No, you'll have complete and utter surprise, Heavy Bass X. Okay? There's no moderate surprise here. None at all. So I think now is a good time for us to do a little bit of a reveal because we have the game coming up. Who could possibly be the person choosing the game for today? Who could it be? Scratch your chin. Wonder. Who is the evil person? Well, you know what? We've got our lovely Faizu coming on back for today. Now this game coming up, I don't want to spoil too much until we reveal what it is. Faizu, if you want to come hop in voice chat, you can. If you're running around doing shenanigans as well, I can just go ahead and take it from here for the moment. But Faizu is the chosen one. Oh, hello Faizu, how you doing?
Hello. I could be doing worse. I get to inflict horrific video games on people, so that's always a good start.
Oh yeah, and what can you tell us about this game that you have chosen for today before I show what it is?
This game is a spin-off of a very popular series. It's just not a very good spin-off. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what people think.
Yeah, it's true. And, you know, speaking of spin-offs, we've had a few games that previously have been on Genesis or other consoles, but managed to get a port over to the Game Gear, and they were fantastic. This is one of those. And it is Axe Battler, A Legend of Golden Axe.
I see you went with that cover art.
There is some really good cover art, yeah.
This game has, I found alternate cover art of this game as well, which is somehow even more ridiculous.
I don't know, all of the cover art is pretty beautiful. It looks like some people are excited about this. I don't know if they know of this game, but I'm thrilled for us to have this. So, now this is an RPG, right?
Theoretically.
Okay, and by theoretically you mean...
It claims to be an RPG. You get money, you can stay at inns, you learn new skills as you go on through the game, but realistically it's more of a side-on platformer with an oval.
Okay, gotcha. So I know some people were comparing it to Zelda 2 before.
Yeah, Zelda 2 as designed by idiots would probably be a pretty good description.
I love it. As designed by idiots. You know, we have many beautiful people in chat. We have a lot of idiots here too, yeah. I was gonna say maybe I made the game. You never know, you know, maybe I'm a secret game dev here, just bringing all the good games to life. So I'm working on getting everything captured. By the way, do we know who is doing audio for us?
I don't know, actually. That's fine.
Aha. Yeah, I will go send you on a quest to find out. It's not a very hard quest, okay? But yeah, Axe Battler, thank you everybody for stopping on by today. It looks like we're already getting a pretty decent crowd. I know that weekdays are usually a little less popular when it comes to people stopping on by, just because Saturdays and Sundays, what else are you going to be doing? I guess just watching people suffer, you know? That's what the weekend is for. That's what life is about. Oh... You know, speaking about Game Gear, yeah, I had a Game Gear when I was young. I did not have this game, though.
I didn't have this game when I was younger either.
You also had a Game Gear?
I also had a Game Gear.
We're Game Gear buds. Aww.
No, I know basically nobody else who had a Game Gear.
Yeah, there are reasons.
Yeah, the Game Gear had some good games on it. There were just like 3 of them, maybe 4.
Who in chat can join the Game Gear Club? From when you were a child.
So some of you must have owned a Game Gear.
Yeah.
And actually enjoyed it.
Like a handful of you, right? I don't know if they want to admit it, but, you know, there are some brave folks out there, it's fine. Ooh, Corndan still owns a Game Gear. I don't think he counts, though.
I don't think Corndan counts.
Sorry, Corndan.
No, I remember there were some good games on the Game Gear. The Game Gear Shinobi game was quite good, if I remember.
I was gonna say the Sonic 2 on Game Gear, and that's about it. I had a RoboCop game, and that was pretty trash.
Is there a good RoboCop game?
No, there's not! Like, every RoboCop game I've played has been absolutely terrible. Like, so incredibly bad, and I don't know how. But, yeah, RoboCop, I think it was 2. It hurt. It looks like Maruroon may be doing our audio. Perfect.
Both Maruroon and Duchess Nicole are available to do audio, I believe.
Sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and put Maruroon in here. Maruroon. Sorry. Just
I'm going to wait
out.
until you get everything set up, and then I'm going to set up multi-Twitch so that I can see everything.
Well, as it turns out, we're just about there. And goodbye, Last Ninja. Beautiful music, but you gotta go.
Are you going to dramatically read out the intro, bro?
Ooh, sure. Long, long ago, the gods gave a gift to mortals. This gift was the golden axe. Legends say that the world will bow down to whomever, one of those takes the axe in hand. Countless battles took place among resets. Well, I can't read it all if they're gonna go reset on me. Okay, come on. We need to know about the countless battles. Ugh, Sprite God keeps pausing. Okay, countless battles took place among mortals to gain possession of the axe. Finally, the king became full of sorrow and hid the axe deep in his castle where no one could find it. Peace once again returned to the world. What a good king. After many years had passed and the name of the axe was forgotten, an army of evil warriors destroyed the castle and stole the golden axe. You know, because that's pretty easy to do. The peace-loving king called on a young warrior to regain the axe. In doing so, he entrusted the fate of the world to the warrior. Guided by love and courage, the warrior started on his lonely journey. That's about... his name was... it was... Axe Battler. Hey, my name is Axe Battler. I bet you don't know what I do.
I have to say that the king maybe not the smartest person ever. Like, okay, we've got this amazing axe gifted by the gods. I will hide it where no one can ever find it in my house.
Yeah, I know. Like, he could have, like, at least buried it somewhere. It's just like, I keep it in my closet.
Axe Battler is actually a pastry chef, Daydream Glitterbug.
Okay,
he does not live up to his...
By the way, if you are playing the game, you should not be watching and you should not be in chat. So make sure that you are just on Discord. We'll go ahead and do the countdown right now. And it looks like everybody should be on New Game/continue. And I am doing the countdown. Wish them the best of luck. Give them your good mojo. Give your mojo, Jojo. Axe Battler, MD, PhD. I like it. As soon as I see movement inside the game, I will start our timer.
I love the intro. The actual intro, which says, crash, thump, the enemy is attacking.
It's true, though. Gotta watch out for those thumps. Those crashes. Could be anyone, man. Wow, so much text.
Yeah, don't worry, almost all of the text in this game is completely skippable.
Nice. Aw, it's cute. Look at the sprite. He just waddles and holds his sword in front of him. I like him.
Stomp. It's the enemy. Crash, bang, they're attacking on a black screen because we didn't have a budget to actually, you know, render a battle.
Oh, baby. So we've got our first fight, Maroon. So what can you tell us about this? What's the first objective that we have here?
The first objective, if memory serves, is to go down to the town in the very southeast corner of the area. And yeah, this is very Zelda 2. When you get into battle with an enemy, which is pure RNG, if they hit you once, you instantly lose the battle. You lose a little bit of health and are dumped back to the world map. Whereas you have to hit them repeatedly to beat them.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. As soon as they get whacked, right back to the world map. Yep. I presume they're going to want to level up a little bit.
Not really. Leveling up is basically irrelevant. The only thing that you will actually gain... The only thing you gain from killing enemies, really, is money, or magic vases, or vases, depending on how you want to pronounce them. Which are how you do spells in the side-scrolling dungeon bits.
I'm glad that Amazon that I murdered had a lovely vase.
Those vases are also what the inns accept as currency. What they do want to do is is go and learn the special move from the towns. Because each town has a trainer who will teach you a special move. Many of which are actually required for progression in the next dungeon that you need to go. Which almost sounds like a good mechanic, but it really isn't, I promise.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll find out. It looks like Maruroon is going around and talking to people. Do you think that is a good starting strategy here?
Early on, maybe. If only because it's not entirely clear what the very first thing you should do is.
That skeleton!
Later on, it is not a good idea.
Oh, okay,
Also,
your name is Axe.
I love the search command, because the search command is required... I think in the entirety of the game, the search command is required once, and there is a second place you can use it to make things a bit easier.
Ah, okay. It's required once.
Like, I think talk is also required once in the entire game, but maybe a little bit more.
Like, even Super Highlight has it more, you know? I mean, yeah, you can't see what you're supposed to search, but it has it more.
I may actually have to watch this on your stream.
Being a little finicky, the multi-twitch?
Yeah, a little bit. There are quite a few people streaming at 720p 60, and I don't have that.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fair enough. Wait, there's a turtle village? I want to go to the turtle village.
Okay, it's a bit easier for me to keep track of what's going on looking at your stream, even if I am a few seconds delayed.
That's fine. It's luckily not too delayed. So, Maruroon appears to have died, but they will be continuing. Death doesn't seem like it has too much consequence in this.
Death gets rid of all of your magic vases and returns you to either the last town where you rested or the last town where you got a password, and I think it's the last town where you got a password. In terms of progression, this game is actually really linear. It's only kind of the very start. Like, we can see that Zelestium is in a dungeon which I believe is the second dungeon. I don't think they can actually progress through that yet.
I was gonna say, was that a boss?
No, that was just a regular enemy.
Okay.
But yeah, what they need to do initially is go to... I'm trying to think. There is a cave I think they need to go to where they get a bomb. And the bomb can be used to blow up the rock next to the bridge, which takes you to the second town. In the second town, you can learn how to high jump. And after you learn how to high jump, you can go to the tower at the side, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, totally not Zelda 2. Although
much worse than Zelda 2.
I was gonna say, this actually looks more playable than Zelda 2.
You would be wrong. This game has a few of the traditional Game Gear limitations, such as it will kill you with things that you can barely see on the screen.
Oh, and also scrolling.
Yeah, some of the later levels in particular are absolutely evil.
Yeah, like, as far as I can tell, you can't scroll down, so there may be some blind jumps happening.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, there's a chest. Looks like Maruroon is going to be walking around to go get it.
Poor Duchess Nicole is trying to do the training. Training requires you to beat an enemy. It's a different enemy in each town. And if you beat the enemy, then you get a new move. If you do not beat the enemy, if you take a single hit, then the old man will call you a worthless chump.
What a great thing. You worthless chump. His name is Axe. I would say he's pretty much a chump.
Okay, it looks like Maruroon has got the bomb, which is important for progression, but let's see if Maruroon figures out where to use it, because, you know, you would think that you can use it on any of these mountains to blow a gap through to the town, but no, it's only one specific point.
Oh no.
In fairness, said specific point is the bit where there is a bridge, so...
Okay, that's at least a visual indicator there. Maroon died, but they should still have the bomb, right?
I believe they still have the bomb, yes.
Awesome.
I'm fairly certain that when I was contemplating speedrunning this, I was using death warps quite a lot.
That tends to be the case with a lot of the games like this. Death warp seemed like a good idea.
There are some really, really horrible examples of this game just being a total jerk later on, though. There is one dungeon which you can finish without the item that you need to progress, and you finish the dungeon, and then you're just returned to the world map, and it basically goes, nothing happened.
Ah.
And if you haven't been paying attention and reading stuff, you won't actually know that you are missing an item, or that you need to have gone somewhere else first to find an item.
Oh,
it just says, no, you finished the dungeon, well, good.
That's beautiful. Okay, yeah, Maroon is looking for the location to place the bomb.
This first bit is arguably the least, the least linear bit in the game, and kind of the most confusing in terms of figuring out where to go. After this, it is all pretty.
Fair enough. I think that, like, because Maroon has the bomb, do you think that that is a significant mark of progress right there?
Yes.
Okay. The others still figuring out where to go.
Sprint God is in the cave where you find the bomb as well, and the others are kind of wandering around semi-aimlessly from.
Aha! And Maroon has crossed the bridge.
Ah, yes. No, that's a different bridge, I think.
Crossed a bridge. It was a good bridge. Lovely bridge.
Oh, Elysium has learned upper swing, so that's something.
Oh, nice.
That is a useful combat move, and not a useful progression. Sprint God has learned how to do magic with screen flashing. In true Golden Axe fashion.
Well, good. Good. Ooh, Duchess Nicole taking a death right there in that dungeon area.
Let's Dragon Warrior mixed with Actraiser sounds like a good game.
I think Sprint God is going to get the chest in just a little bit, putting them in second.
Assuming they don't get murdered by a surprise bat.
Well, never mind. You can't say these things, Faizu.
Commentator's curse.
Ah, Maroon. Taking a little bit of a sleep there.
Yeah, it can be important to fill up on health again, especially before you're going into a dungeon or something.
So, question: how do you level up? Not that you should, but how do you?
You don't. There is no
okay.
leveling up.
Well, that's dumb. How is it an RPG?
Yeah, I don't know, because it's got a world map and you learn new moves and stuff, and there is a currency system. I don't know. It's a Game Gear game.
Fair enough.
It's one of those things that is theoretically an RPG.
A Neo Amazon. I like it.
One thing that I will give this game is that it does have kind of interesting enemy variety for the one-on-one battles. It does use a lot of palette swaps, but pretty much every enemy does have a unique attack pattern. Some of them are really, really unpleasant as well.
Okay, yeah, it seems like quite a few people are learning how to do the upswing, or the upper swing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, that's not essential for progression from what I can remember, but it does more damage than basically every other attack you have available at this stage, so it's useful.
Nice.
Yeah, we just need to hope that people manage to get the bomb.
How do you
And
even
the-
carry around all of these vases?
I don't know. They're magic vases. Vases, both.
Can you just fit them in each other? You know, take one vase, put it in another vase?
Maybe they are like Matryoshka dolls. Oh, there we go. Sprint God has found the bomb now.
Nice.
And Zelicium has just looked at the mountain next to the bridge, which they need to blow up with the bomb, but I don't think Zelicium has the bomb,
I
unfortunately.
don't believe so. You know, where do I keep my bombs? I usually don't put them in a random cave somewhere. That's not a very good place to store them.
Well, it's a pretty good place to hide bombs in a fantasy world where you would assume most people don't have bombs.
I mean, better than the king hiding the axe in his closet.
Yeah, the king is just really, really bad at hiding things.
Yeah, he's dumb.
I think Discord is going very wonky for me right now.
Yeah, it's been having issues today, so not a huge surprise. If for some reason we drop out for a little bit, it's expected.
Yeah, if my voice goes all robot style, then I do apologize.
You're a little bit of a robot. That's okay. We like robots. Oh, the ghosts! I don't like their sound effects.
Oh, the ghosts are awful. They are so annoying.
They also don't appear to take damage from your sword.
You can only hurt them when they are doing their attack animation. Because
Ah.
that's fair. And this is the point in the tower where you need to have the high jump ability. Otherwise, you can't get over that wall. And to get the high jump ability, you need to have used bomb to get to the other town to learn it.
Okay. Luckily, two of our players are in the cave going to bomb.
Yep. I think everyone will have the bomb very, very soon. It's just going to be a question of who figures out whether or not to use it. I think Sprint God might be about to learn high jump. Neo Barbarian. I think that's the high jump training fight. Let's find out.
Yeah, Sprint God has it.
And now Sprint God is, I guess, in the lead.
I would say so. Maruroon currently in second due to having the bomb. Looks like Zell just found a bomb, and that puts them in third. Duchess Nicole gonna be grabbing the bomb, hopefully in just a little bit. Oh, that bat! Just swooping all over the place.
That's a jerk.
Well, they're just...
Bats are birds and birds are jerks.
They're fancy birds. I mean, they don't look fancy, but they're made of fancy stuff. Like fur.
God, some of the dialogue in this game. I heard that you blew up a mountain. Thanks, now I can travel to other towns.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Maruroon just needs to figure out where to use the bomb. If they can do that, they're going to make progress.
Meanwhile, the others need to figure out, essentially, where they need to go next.
I feel like Zell knows, though, because they did see the mountain where you need to place the bomb.
Yep.
I do like the music in the town, though. This is a good jam.
The game's music isn't terrible, especially for Game Gear.
Ah, it's pretty good.
The game itself, however, is agonizing.
So
It's actually, it's fairly easy for a little while. The game gets much worse than this, don't worry.
what would you say is the most agonizing part of this game?
Oh, probably the third or fourth dungeon is the first real difficulty spike that is horrific.
Duchess Nicole taking another death. They can get through here. But so much death everywhere. Okay, I think Zell is at the mountain. Ooh, and the skeleton chopped him.
That's okay. That just means a return to the world map. That's speed strats. Don't need to actually fight it. Axe Battler threw the bomb towards the mountain.
What a crappy name. I hate... If my parents named me Axe Battler, I would be so disappointed in them.
What line of work would you go into?
Battling axes. What else am I gonna do?
Would you? You wouldn't go for like Teenage Rebellion?
Might join a circus. Yeah, I'm the Axe Battler. He can battle 50 axes at a time. Woo!
That almost seems fitting, though. I feel like, yeah, like Prof. Ned says, you go into banking or something like that and really confuse everyone who comes in.
Can you imagine just having your nameplate there and then being like, Mr. Battler, can you help me? Ooh, televangelist could be fun. My name is Axe Battler, and we need to battle the demons out of your heart and your axe.
That actually sounds too sensible. Mararoon's using magic against the Neo-Barbarian. Neo-Barbarian is... I think Mararoon is at the point of learning high jump now.
Yep, that is high jump. I don't know if Zell used it, or learned it. Did Zell?
I'd kind of assume so if they've gone in there, but I didn't know. The question is going to be now, who goes to the tower first and gets past the ghosts?
Apparently Zell did get it, yes. So, right now Sprint God is in the lead, but Zelesium and Mararoon are moving up pretty quickly. Duchess Nicole just gotta get that bomb. Or did she get the bomb?
Not that I saw, but I'm paying attention. Oh, according to Royal Blue Wizard, she did indeed get...
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So everyone is relatively close.
Oh, yeah. I think Sprint God took a death.
I'm waiting for someone to accidentally hit no on, do you want to continue after they die?
Oh, that would be so sad. But at the same time, it wouldn't take too long to catch up.
No, I mean, I think a lot of these first 20 minutes have just kind of been figuring out specifically where they need to go.
Mararoon is in the ghost land, making the high jump. I think that puts them in second. Depending on how far Sprint God got. Zell trying to use magic on the ghosts, not happening.
No, unless they are in their attack animation, there is nothing you can do to them, unfortunately.
Now, Zell has learned how to kill one of the ghosts. Okay. They've learned. My bet is you have to kill all the ghosts before the platform appears.
I can't remember if it's all of them, or if it's all of the ones on the left side, but yes, you need to murder ghosts and then the platform will...
Aha, see, I know my RPG logic. Because this is totally an RPG.
You know your terrible game logic.
I know my Kuso logic, yeah.
Yeah.
There we go, Zell killed enough, I guess.
Ah yeah, there we are. I think those were the ones that counted as being on the left, I guess. But yeah, learning the upward swing attack isn't something that's actually essential for progression, but it does make short work of enemy.
Oh yeah, I think it's a good idea to get.
Zell is being harassed by Sonic the Hedgehog from what I can see.
He was so cute.
I'm just remembering some of the worst things that this game does. My personal favourite thing about this game, actually, is the ending. We're not going to see that today, but the ending. The ending is amazing.
The ending of the game?
The ending of the game.
Oh. How long... Say, you were thinking about doing speedruns of this. How long do you think it would take to get through this?
If you know what you're doing, not that long. Oh, actually, from looking at chat, Kusogr4nde apparently did speedrun this.
Seriously, these ghosts are also just birds. They're ghosty birds. Maru managed to spawn the platform?
Apparently there are 2 speedruns of this game. One is about 30 minutes, one is about 48 minutes.
It looks like Zell has the crystal.
That is the next progression item needed.
Maroon trying to fight the hedgehog. There we go. Hedgehog is down.
I wonder where you need to use the crystal.
Oh no! In a Final Fantasy game.
That would work. Yeah, one of the roughest bits is dying in a dungeon and then having to walk all the way back. And probably getting into random encounters on the way, possibly losing some health. The early dungeons aren't too bad. The ghosts are kind of nasty in the tower. But, yeah.
I'm wondering, are there any item shops in this game?
Good lord, no.
Like, healing items could potentially help.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Someone should have told the developer that.
Oh, jeez. It's like an RPG, except they took out all of the helpful elements.
Kusogr4nde wants to talk about the ending. I don't know how you feel about this, but I'm happy to go over a part of the ending, or at least the last 2 stages, if you're okay.
If you are one of the viewers who does not want to hear that, you have about 2 minutes to turn the audio off. So let's go. Tell us.
Are we 2 minutes? 2 minutes behind? Are we? Well, okay. The second to last area is a horrific ice cave thing with avalanches that will send you flying back to the start of the stage or kill you. Waterfall, log jumping, and all sorts of other horrible stuff. The final level is a teleporter maze filled with lava and spikes, and the last boss battle doesn't actually happen.
What?
You get to the end of the final dungeon, and then it basically just says, it comes up with a completely black screen and some text that basically says, oh, Axe Battler met with the evil villain, and oh, there was a titanic battle, and Axe Battler won, the kingdom saved.
What?
Game over.
Are you serious?
I'm entirely serious.
Oh my gosh! That is cruel. That is cruel.
It's kind of like how at the intro at the start, rather than showing the castle being attacked and the golden axe being stolen or what have you, it just goes crash, bang, the castle is under attack.
Okay, so we'll go ahead and stop so that people coming back don't get spoiled, but that's amazing.
I don't think anyone should, yes, what Kusogr4nde said is also true. One of the random enemies in kind of the final overworld stretch is Death Adder, the villain of the game. Although it's presumably not actually him, but a clone of him or something, and yeah. He will just one-shot you unless you have a particular item, which is one of the only 2 uses for the search function in the entire game.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Can you still kill him in the overworld?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And the thing is, if he... I mean, every enemy one-shots you in the sense that it returns you to the overworlds, if it's a random battle, but he actually takes all of your health and drops you back to the town.
By the way, Maroon just got the crystal as well, so that moves them forward in progress. What's the next step? What do they need to do next?
The next step, if memory serves, is to use the crystal on the spots directly in front of the town. And this will lob the crystal into the sea, and the giant turtle will appear, which is the next dungeon.
Well, there's where Maroon is.
Oh, okay. They must have been doing that just as I was saying it, because of course I'm, I think, about 5-10 seconds behind.
Yep, it was perfectly synced up. So I believe...
Yes, there are, I think that's one of the last occasions where talking to people is actually useful, where people will say to you that the town was... The townspeople were brought there by a giant turtle, and a crystal can be used to summon it from the beach or something along those lines.
Yeah, I think Maroon was a little bit behind some of the other players, I think in 3rd place, but now this should be putting them in 1st. That's a huge amount of progress.
Yep. Maroon is now in the desert town.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna know that unless you talk to people.
Pretty much. The start of the game is pretty much the, with one other exception, the only occasion where talking to people really helps. Beyond that, it is, by and large, just walking and doing stuff. I am curious, actually, as to see whether or not Maroon will do a skip in this next dungeon, which I didn't even realise was a skip.
Hey, Spring God is just about ready to get the crystal, and crystal get. So now all they need to do is return to town and dump it in the sea if they know to do that. I'm not sure they do.
That's what else are you going to do with a crystal other than stand on a beach and lob it into the water?
I'd probably eat it.
Well, you would.
Seriously, though, like, I'd at least lick it to see if it's edible. Worthless chump. I'm just being realistic, okay? At one point, like, if I get this fancy schmancy crystal, I want to taste it. Okay.
If you wind up with a beautiful crystal, your solution to this is to lick it.
Well, be my first thing I try, and then I'd probably figure out that I just need to throw it in the ocean. But at least I know what it tastes like. Okay, Zell, by the way, is currently in 2nd. They have thrown the crystal in the sea instead of eating it, and are now progressing through Fish Village. Why are there houses but fish and dragons? Do they live in these houses? Are they a peaceful people?
Maybe. Until Axe Battler comes along with a sword and hits people.
Axe Battler!
Also, Parsama saying that antlions are scary reminds me that there is another game, which I may give out at some point, which does involve antlions, but I'm not going to say any more about that.
Okay, okay.
Fans of crap RPGs may, again, know what that is, just from what little I said.
So I'm not sure if Maroon finished the training there.
Maroon did finish the training and got the jumping swing.
Ooh, I like it. Takes one step and gets in a battle.
That's how it works. I don't actually know how... I spent a while using save states with it, trying to figure out how on earth the RNG for battles works, and I think it's on a global timer. It's definitely not a step counter or anything like that.
And another step in a battle! Oh my gosh, that is 4 in a row. I'm not even kidding you.
This is the point where you just want to sort of take damage to skip the battles, but then you don't have much for continuing. And yeah, if you've played Golden Axe, magic vases or vases were what you used to cast magic spells in that game. And apparently it turns out that they are, in fact, currency in the world of Golden Axe.
Isn't that convenient?
They are currency that you can use to call down lightning and fire and all sorts of other stuff.
So you can also use them for magic?
You can use them for magic. You have to select what spell you want on the overworld, though. You can't do that in the in a dungeon itself, because that would make far too much sense. Alright, let's see if Mararoon does the pyramid skip. Because I have no idea whether it's intentional or not, but there is a point where with the pyramid you can... Yep, there we go. You can jump off the top and you wind up in the final room, skipping the entirety of the pyramid.
Are you serious?
Yes!
Wow.
So Axe Battler has found the key in the treasure chest in the pyramid by virtue of skipping the entirety of the pyramid by jumping to the top of it.
It's a good idea. You know, I would be that stupid person who was like, I want to go explore other places, see if there's any other treasure, and then just dying a billion times, being like, oh, the key was right there.
Part of me wonders if it's just that the transportation plane to the next area, the last room, is at the top of the screen, and they didn't expect you to high jump onto the pyramid itself. But I don't know. There is a lot in this game that could either be intentional or unintentional, let's face it.
By the way, I do want people to know there are 2 more matches after this one, and I do know what's happening in a little bit, which I may have actually messed up.
How dare you mess things up?
Ignore everybody. I hope they
stop messing things up.
Bad bra. Kill the bad bra. Oh no, the bad bra wins.
You might remember the bad bras from Golden Axe.
I don't.
They were a pretty common. They were one of the more noticeable enemies from the original Golden Axe, which was the only one. They are really annoying to fight in this game, though. I have a feeling it's meant to be Brawler or something like that, but...
I mean, it could be. Bad Brawler, he's got a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, they do shoulder charges. I did initially think that it was going to be like Bad Brother or something like that, but Brawler makes more sense, honestly. Alright, so how is everybody doing? Mararoon is trying to take on the Bad Bra. Mararoon has succeeded in taking on the Bad Bra. Bear in mind, again, I'm watching this through Brosencha's stream rather than multi-Twitch, so I'm slightly behind, unfortunately. Duchess Nicole is still trying to go through the tower. Elysium is abusing magic. And Sprint God is having random encounters in the desert. This was Game Gear, Polterghost. There is actually no other version of this, as far as I'm aware. There is no... this didn't also appear on the Master System or anything like that. This is pure Game Gear track. Duchess Nicole is figuring out how to kill the ghosts, at least. Skeleton Manners, it's a combination of it controls terribly and it has a lot of really terrible ideas, and from about the 4th dungeon onwards, the game completely loses any sense of movement. The dungeon that Mararoon is in right now, in fact, is, if memory serves, one of the worst dungeons in the game. Mercy. It's this thing that the game has slightly earlier on when, you know, you can actually proceed through things without taking horrible amounts of damage. Ah, I'm sorry if my voice is cutting off, yes, that might be the case, but Mercy. Oh, poor Nicole. Mararoon is currently in the lead, yes. Mararoon is in one of the worst dungeons in the entire game. It is quite long, quite maze-like, and full of stuff that will hurt. I have a feeling that any mic fade-out stuff might just be down to the connection. I know that Discord has been messing up a bit lately, like over the past hour or so, and my connection is apparently not great. So I don't know, it may be cutting things off slightly. Karazi, this is a... it's playable. Certainly. That's a word you can use to describe this. It has controls. The controls do things. It's just that the game itself is terrible. Brosentia went to do a thing. He promised me he'll be back in a moment, but I think that he's actually just left the channel to me, so I now run Kusogr4nde. I have usurped Brosentia. He is no longer part of this this stream or this channel. This is my playground now. Alright, okay, fine. This is probably still technically Katus's channel and tournament and so on, but I've taken it now. I'm a cat. It belongs to me. I've decided it belongs to me, and therefore it does. Okay, Mararoon is going back through the horrible cave of green vomit, where there are fish that jump out of the water and surprise you and make everything miserable, and spiders which wander around and lob webs that hurt you, and pink hedgehogs, or possibly armadillos or mice. Brosentia isn't here to clarify this for us.
Boo!
Oh my god, he's back.
I don't know.
Where did you go, Brosentia?
I'm sorry, I ran away. You know, this game was breaking my heart.
I took over the channel while you were gone. We've decided
I noticed.
That Kusogr4nde...
That it's what?
Mine.
No!
I've stolen it.
That's dumb. How can you steal something that doesn't exist?
Kusogr4nde doesn't exist.
No, it's all just part of internet bits. You know, ones and zeros, that's all it is. Can you steal the number 1?
Yes.
Uh-oh. Well, okay, maybe you can steal it then.
Mararoon is not having fun in this dungeon.
I can believe it. It looks a little sketchy. There are lots of skulls. But
this dungeon has colours too.
Colas?
This colours, like blue.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say it's the bubblegum dungeon. This looks like
pretty much.
Well, yeah, watermelon bubblegum. That's all I'm thinking right now when I see the background and the platforms. Delicious watermelon bubblegum.
This dungeon is really long, full of incredibly random damage that is very, very difficult to avoid, and it's just horrible. This is the first of the really nasty dungeons in the game, honestly.
Yeah, I can see that. Honestly, right now it looks like, you know, Zell and Spring God are just trying to fight between second and third. Duchess Nicole is having such a hard time with the first real like, solid dungeon in this area.
Yeah, that bomber is causing Duchess McCall a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I wonder if it would be worth using magic right there just to kill it.
If she goes and grinds up enough magic vases to do so, then that's definitely one way of...
Okay. You know, maybe it's just me, but the game looks reasonably playable.
It is playable, for sure. It just completely loses any sense of balance very quickly, and it's exceptionally dumb.
Yeah, I'd say balance is probably the biggest issue here.
Well, Zelicium is about to find the key, or has just found the key, I suppose, since I'm behind.
Nice. I know Sprint God is looking for it, but unfortunately a bird just wrecked his face. Which birds are wont to do. You know, that's just what they do. They're the worst.
In fairness, that is one thing that video games get right. Birds are really evil and vicious in real life as well.
Oh, apparently Sprint God already got the key. Maybe they just really like the pyramids. I mean, I do. I'd like to go and see if there's any, like, hidden treasure in them.
Would you stay a while, stay forever?
Unfortunately, probably, yeah. You know, I'm really good at not avoiding death traps. No, I learned that with Sword of Sedan. Seriously.
So Zelicium has also reached the Bubblegum Dungeon.
Yum.
So at this point, the question is going to be, who can make it the furthest in Bubblegum Dungeon, or possibly finish it? I figured that Bubblegum Dungeon would be the first real brick wall that the leading runners would hit.
Hey, X-Battler, we're gonna go down to the Bubblegum Dungeon!
I really don't know what I would... what that dungeon is actually meant to be. Like, it's a cave, but it's green and pink, and it has kind of green vomit water, which acts like a conveyor belt, and so it slows you down or moves you in a direction. Okay, Sprint hasn't worked out how to get around the pyramid.
Yeah, that's...
Has done the pyramid, but hasn't gone to the next section past the pyramid.
I don't know why Axe Battler is using a sword. I don't know the lore. Let me see if... Well...
He's there to battle people who steal the golden axe. So he's the axe battler.
Stop, axe thief! My name's Axe Battler. That would be such a crappy detective name, okay? Nobody could take you seriously. Battler. Axe Battler.
Maroon using magic to kill a fish, which I fully approve of because fish are jerks. Maroon, I don't think is going to have enough health to finish this dungeon in this attempt, though. Nope, dead.
Aw, say it. Yeah, what would you say is more of a jerk? Birds or fish?
In this game, I'd probably go with bats. Definitely bats.
Oh, okay. Including the ghosts.
Yeah, the bats have... at least I think it's bats. I need to think. There is a later dungeon in which bats will attack you regularly from off-screen, near instantly, and there are foreground elements blocking you from seeing.
So this game was actually developed by Sega. Just so people know, this is an official Sega-developed video game.
Look, everyone has a couple of embarrassing things in their past that they prefer people don't know.
You know, Katsuhiro Hasegawa was actually one of the main people to work on this, and remember, he did other games too, I guess. Shinobi, he planned that. Last Battle, he directed that. We love Last Battle.
Oh yeah, Last Battle is a great video game, as Michael Yama will tell you.
Oh, he directed Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine.
That was okay.
Legend of
wasn't that
Illusion,
basically
starring
just-
Mickey Mouse.
I
He
can't
was
remember whether that was a good or bad game.
an advisor for Sonic R.
Sonic R is a great game.
Okay. He produced Resident Evil, the original, as well as Resident Evil Code Veronica and Code Veronica X. So he's done some great stuff. He also did Last Battle.
Though everyone has a stain or two on their resume. And in his case, it's definitely not Last Battle, because that game isn't.
Oh yeah. The person who did the audio for this, by the way, Keizuki Tsukahara, also did Hatsune Miku Project Diva F.
I guess that's a good thing. I mean,
I
if
don't know.
you're winding up working on a music game, especially one for something quite as popular as Hatsune Miku.
I mean, that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay, Maroon has made it to this section where they've died repeatedly with more health than before. But the spider is still dive-bombing them with webs.
Yeah, that spider is a total patoot. Hey,
The fact that the
Spring God.
hedgehogs... the fact that the hedgehogs are completely invulnerable when they are rolling makes it so much worse as well. But
Yeah.
that dungeon is really unpleasant. I'm curious to see if either Maroon or Sprint God will be able to clear it before time.
It's possible. What about Zell? Hasn't Zell been there once, or am I delusional?
You might be delusional, I'm not sure.
Well, thanks.
I don't know. I'm not here to referee the matches. I'm just here to talk stuff and try to keep you vaguely sane.
Aw,
I'd
thank
say-
you.
Say words and things happen. Ah, Nicole has progressed. Nicole has the crystal.
Nice! Duchess Nicole! I'm so happy. They
I'm
really got
super
hung
happy.
up there.
They actually do. Duchess Nicole still does have about enough time to at least get to the pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly even make it to the horror dungeon where everyone else is currently.
This dungeon is so colorful.
I wish I could say that this is the most unpleasant dungeon in the game. Like, visually, it is.
No, it's
But-
the best. Honestly, I want whoever designed this dungeon to come to my house. You know, maybe not bring the arrows. Or the armadillos.
Are you certain they're armadillos, Presentia?
Actually, bring one or two of the armadillos. I want to see them. They might be hedgehogs.
Look, as long as I would suggest they are hedgehogs. As long as they don't bring the giant spiders, I'd be okay with this. Oh, Duchess Nicole needs to figure out where to use the crystal.
This
Okay,
music is so
Maroon is-
intense.
Maroon is back to the really horrible bits with the spider dropping webs and the platforms with semi-invincible enemies on them. And... oh, that was so close. Okay, that's one hedgehog dead, so that's something, but Maroon cannot
Okay.
take another hit.
Well, Maroon did use magic. Nope! Doesn't help.
Did some damage, but not enough to actually kill the spider.
Yeah, the magic, like, it's all flashy, and it takes a long time, but it doesn't seem like it does much.
It depends on which spell you're using. The problem is you can only choose which spell you're using on the overworld.
'Cause why not?
Exactly.
Spring God is making some progress, but only one hit left. I'm a little bit concerned because there's the spider above him. Oh, and surprise! Hedgehog! He killed it, but then it came right back.
I think at this point Mararoon is definitely in the lead. I think Mararoon is also grinding for magic vases at the moment.
You know...
wandering back and forth to fight enemies.
How many vases does it take to sleep in an inn?
It goes up, depending on what town you're in.
Yeah, but, like, early on?
Early on, I think it's 1 or 2. By this point, it's probably 4, 5.
Okay, so I'm just trying to imagine these stingy shopkeepers. They're like, give me 5 of your priceless Ming vases and we'll go ahead and talk.
I mean, in fairness, like, everything you kill drops vases that somehow don't.
They're still priceless.
And let you summon the elemental powers of eternal destruction.
Okay, Spring God has
Mararoon
jumped the armadillo. Okay, that's good.
Mararoon is down to half health already at the start.
Oh, that's bad. That's rough. Let's see if Spring God can get past where Mararoon has made it.
Right now, it's definitely a race between the two
gotta
of them.
crouch! Yeah.
Yep, crouch and the water current will take you... There we go.
And that is a death.
Death by off-screen spider.
What I assume is
Mararoon.
that when you die, the innkeeper just comes, picks you up, and takes all of your vases anyway, the jerk.
Probably. Actually, it's probably the enemies. They just take back all the vases that you've stolen from them.
Well, that sounds like actually logical.
There's just a very limited supply of vases in the world, and
my heart! My heart can't take this.
Oh, that dungeon is... Again, I can't even call it the worst, because there are worse dungeons in this game, but it is the first massive difficulty.
Like, why do the skulls vomit toxic waste? And why is Axe Battler not affected by the toxic waste?
How has Duchess Nicole only... Is Duchess Nicole only just going to get the high jump now, despite having already beaten the tower?
Maybe?
Was Duchess Nicole damage boosting to get past the enemies? I'm...
Oh, she apparently already has the high jump.
Oh, okay. It was just the fact that Duchess Nicole just used the bomb to break down the mountain that was blocking off this town where you get the high...
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused. I kind of want to go back and see how Duchess Nicole actually did that, or why the mountain apparently reappeared, blocking off the...
Yeah, I feel like Duchess Nicole has gotten a little bit unlucky just trying to figure out certain locations. I mean, right now...
Sprint God has made it through the horrors.
Nice, Sprint God!
Now Sprint God really needs to find a town before they die and are returned to the previous town.
There's a town. Ooh, that's gonna help. Go find the inn. Or training. Training's good too.
Training is also good, but what you don't want to do is die and be flung back to the section before the dungeon that Mararoon is...
Jeez, the knight has some reach. No, Mararoon! I'm so sad. Oh, Zell is fighting Bad Bra.
You gotta watch out for those bad bras. Trade them in and get a better one.
There we go. Sprint God has taken down the knight. And he learned how to tackle.
Tackle is a really useful ability. Push the lever twice. Tackle is very useful in some sections. In the next dungeon, I think it actually comes in useful, though I can't remember if it's... I think it's one of the few abilities that is actually essential.
I think Sprint God is just trying to go as quickly as possible. Yeah, Sprint didn't save, but they realize that time is running out.
Unfortunately, Sprint God has gone the wrong way.
Uh-oh.
So, the mountain that Sprint God is currently on is the dungeon I was talking about, which you can beat the mountain and then nothing will happen. It will just go, oh, there's a bird up here.
Oh no! And that's a death.
Oh, where is Sprint God going to reappear?
I think they did appear at the next town. Okay, so luckily they should be fine.
Yeah, should be okay then. And yes, the maze forest is the next area where Sprint God wants to go.
And it looks like they are heading in the right direction.
This is also the only occasion in the game where the search command is essential.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you need to get the fruit after the maze forest. And you do that by searching on one spot in these trees later on.
That's so dumb. It's only used once in the game, like, there's no excuse.
There is a second time you can use it, but it's only essential once.
You're literally writing your own game. You can put other uses for the search function in there. If it's 1/3 of your menu.
Yeah, I know. I mean, let's face it though, it's not like the item screen or the talk screen get much use either. I mean, talk at least, I guess, gives you some clues. But item is what? Lets you see your stats and maybe change what magic you're using, and that's it.
Something like that. Ooh, Zell, by the way, is in the Bubblegum Dungeon. I don't think there's enough time for him to pass where Maroon got to, especially with that death right there.
No, I don't think so. I think that we are about as done as we're going to be at this point.
I think so. We've got 10 seconds.
Not really enough time.
Ooh, I like this music. Do you want to continue music? As a matter of fact, I would say that is the match.
And that is GG's.
GG indeed.
Oh, congratulations to everyone who suffered through this horrific abomination. And essentially, you failed to stop the timer.
I pushed the button. I pushed it.
Even with milliseconds turned off, you still managed to mess it up.
I pushed it. It's just not obeying me.
Sure you did. Sure. Actually, that would make sense because, I mean, I don't obey you either.
I don't know. But I want everybody to know that Sprint God managed to come in first. They were in second and third periodically throughout the match, but they managed to take the lead right towards the end. Maroon second, Zalesium third, and Duchess Nicole comes in fourth. What a fantastic match. I really enjoyed this.
There was quite a lot of back and forthing throughout that whole match. I mean, Sprint God kind of took it in the last few minutes almost.
Oh yeah. It ended up being pretty entertaining to watch. I really enjoyed this and all the back and forth. I feel bad that Duchess Nicole ran into some issues just getting past the tower. I can't necessarily blame her though.
No, that was really unfortunate, and I feel quite bad about that as well, especially being that I'm the person who actually handled the game.
Wow, Faizu, how can you be so rude?
Quite easily.
Oh. Well, hello, Sprint God. How are you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can, yes.
We can indeed.
And congrats on the win today.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so what are your first impressions of the game?
This is actually the greatest game I've ever played.
Oh, good.
Do tell. Have you not played many games before?
He's like, I played Mahjong on Windows 95 quite a bit. You know, that was pretty good.
Funny you say that. I do actually play Mahjong.
I called it. Oh, well,
it is actually it was actually a pretty fun game. I can't lie. Aside from the one step into random battle. I think we got like 3 steps in a row where I just got a random battle at some point.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
And just literally face palmed.
Yeah, I think that everybody ran into a few issues at the same time. I think most people managed to get through them. Duchess Nicole especially ran into some issues with the tower, and I think that was everyone's first major wall that they had.
Yeah, I think at the start I actually went in the wrong direction, and thank God I read the manual, because I saw the name of the town that I went to and thought, I'm not supposed to be here yet. So I thought, okay, it must be back at the start somewhere. When I got to the bottom, I thought, yeah.
I did.
I knew where to go already after that.
What were you saying, Pfizer?
I was just saying I gave out the manual for a reason. It's full of useful little bits and pieces. But yeah, you managed to make it through the bubblegum cave of death and horror and spiders, which is kind of the first really, really difficult part of the game, to my mind.
Yeah, and there were 2 others who made it there, and I believe they made it there before you. But you were the only one who managed to get through there, so huge kudos for you.
Yeah, I realised it was just pointless to try and fight those spiders. They are just... Your hits seem to do no damage most of the time. I'm not even sure when they're vulnerable. I decided not to bother finding out. I'll just walk past them, ignore them.
And it worked out for you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it ended up being a fun match. Honestly, I sort of am tempted to go play this myself, just because it appears to have sort of a ludicrous difficulty in places, but other than that, it seems kind of fun.
It's
yeah, it is rather fun.
Yeah, it's one of those games that is kind of enjoyable despite being very, very bad, which is sort of what I'm going for with these round 1 picks. But yeah, Sprint God, you kind of made it to about the point where the difficulty starts ramping up and up a lot more.
Well,
I think you made it. I think you made it about half. Yeah, I think you made it about halfway through the game, possibly a little bit further. So yeah.
Yeah, honestly, not bad at all. Well, you know what? We have 2 other matches coming up, and we're going to need to move over to those soon. Sprint God, do you have anything else to say?
Thank you for picking such an amazing game. Thank you for running Kusogr4nde again this year. I missed it last year because someone stole my PC.
Ooh.
So,
oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and I couldn't get a new one started by the time it had started, so I ended up missing out. So.
I'm really glad that you've been able to join.
Yeah, glad you're back this year.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and move on to announce the next game. So thank you, Sprint God. We'll see you later. And thank you, Faizu, for the game choice.
Not a problem. And yes, thank you very much. And GG to all of the contestants who suffered through Axe Battle.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, this is Kusogr4nde Bad Video Game Tournament. We are playing through games blind. People who have never played these games are facing them for the first time. I want to give a huge shout out as well to all of the stuff that I wasn't able to talk about. Zaki, the Shimmering Kieran, for hosting with 16 viewers.